Hi, welcome to another wheelchair photography video. This time I'm going to be talking about macro extension tubes. So if you follow my pixel fed on my Instagram or just my galleries and various socials, you'll notice that I take a lot of in-close photos, some of which could be getting close to being called macro, which is great. I love being able to get in there and get that detail, especially things like this or these insect photos or the bird flower photos. But up until recently, I've been using this to get them. Now this is a 55 to 250 mil lens. So I've had to sit about 1.5 meters away and zoom in. So what I thought I'd do is I thought I'd start looking at a macro lens. But before I commit to a macro lens, I wanted to have a play around. So what I did was I bought this. This is a set of macro tubes. So basically there's no glass in them. You can't see it, but there's literally no glass in them. They come apart, and all they do is set your lens, which plugs in here, further away from the sensor. What this does is what it makes it do is the actual focal point, the bit where it can actually focus, gets a lot closer. So what I'll do is I'll show you a couple examples of how I use this in this video and some of the photos that I've taken using this setup. Alrighty, so for today's sort of demonstration, I have two models. Let me move that out of the way. I've got too much crap on my desk. I'm using two models. So the first one is one of the best villains, I think, from the Doctor Who TV series, Davros, the father of the Daleks, and definitely for this figure, definitely plenty of detail to pick up. The second one is, of course, Fred. Fred is a plastic budgie that my kids got me, 15 years ago for one Father's Day. And I have cherished Fred ever since. And somewhere around here, there it is. Fred has a beanie. Now, my wife crocheted this beanie for Fred. So there we go. We'll put the beanie on Fred. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you where I have to be. So what I've done is I've attached the 50mm to the Canon, and I'm going to show you where I have to be before I can get any sort of focus on it. Right, so hopefully, right, so where am I? Probably 50 centimeters away from the target before. And if I go in any further, it can't focus. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn that off, and we're going to go through each of the steps on the Viltrox and show you how close you can get and what sort of quality you can get. All right, so we just put it in smooth as, like that, and then you attach the lens. Like I said, smooth as. Right, so now immediately out here it's saying it just can't do it, it's too blurry, I need to get closer. So let's start with Davros. So now this is 1.8, 125, and we'll start with there you go, that's Fred. Now of course it's going to be a bit blurry at 1.8, so let's go down to 4.0 aperture, widen the aperture up a bit. So that we can get a bit more detail. Now we're going to have problems because of the lighting. So if now you notice that's got a lot darker. So this is an Amarand Ace 25C, cost me about $160. It's my top of the line lighting thing. So what I'll do is I'll turn that on. Now what that does is gives us way too much light. So what we want to do is turn it down. And move it away. So there we go. That's much better. Let's start with Fred, shall we? Oh, Fred's a bit too close. Right, so that is Fred and Davros at 4.0 aperture, 30 frames, 1/30th of a second, not 30 frames per second, and an ISO 400. So we shall now go to step number 2. Now this is the 20mm. And the good thing is these actually come with a release. So I don't know if you can see it, but there, you actually need to pull this down for it to be released. Right, so we'll hook it up again. You can hook it up here, or you can hook it up on the camera, like that, click. And then we go, where are we? Like that, click, run. So this is step 20, same settings. Right, now at the same distance, we're still a bit blurry. All right, let's see if we can go in a bit further. Still got a problem, so we need to widen the aperture up a bit more. Otherwise we lose details. But again, as we widen the aperture up, it gets darker. So we need to up the amount of light. That's a bit. Right, so we also want to put the frame rate up. The frame rate, I'm still talking videos. All right, so put that closer. We're now doing 1/80th of a second at an aperture of 10. Still a bit dark. Let's boost that up. Okay, happy with that one. Let's try Fred. Yeah, a bit jittery. Let me try that again. All right, now we're getting to see more detail than we were before. And we'll move across to the big one. So this is the 36mm. And we'll put that on. Okay, so 36mm. Now notice how close we're getting now. All right, so we're maybe what, 6 inches, 4 inches away.
Davros. And let's see what... Alrighty, so we're getting in closer. We can get more detail on those feathers. This point, switching off the autofocus might also help, because what I usually do is I turn off the autofocus, but I half press down until I'm happy. That's nice. So that is the 36 mil. The 36, which gives us a combined total of 68 mil step up. This is where the fun bit begins. Right. Now, as you can see, I'm getting in very close to Fred to get this sort of, because anything out of that, anything like that, I'm completely out of focus. Right. Now let's open up that aperture a bit more. Yeah, light needs to be a lot closer. So yeah, you lose, it's a balancing act. The closer you get, I'm finding with these, that you really need to open the aperture up to, because you lose a lot of basically you lose focus. I mean, I do that a lot too, but that's sort of just me, mental. Right, so here, where are we? Where is Davros? Where is he? Right, there he is. There is, so this is Davros. Let's see if I can get a... As you can see, we're getting in very close now. It gives you the ability to do a lot more close-up work. Yeah. Also does require a bit of a steady hand though, especially when you're working down this. Yeah, I like that one. Let's try another one with... Whoa. So this is the detail on Fred's beanie.